Well, it seems as though toddlers are running America. We witnessed this yesterday in the Oval Office that Elon's son's Musk, little X, with his cute little self, actually swore at Donald Trump as well as told him to shut his mouth. Now, Doge is running the IT and wanting to reduce the federal agency, shrink it down. But what I witnessed yesterday as I was listening to Elon Musk speak and also Donald Trump's small talk that he did, although Elon spoke a lot more than what Donald Trump did, probably because he's more experienced at explaining it. The subject matter, for example, about what they found, etc. But what I was really shocked was, first of all, I've never seen a child under the age of 5, for example, or any child, tell you the truth, in the Oval Office. Elon Musk was stood over Donald Trump, his son, little X, 4 years old, I believe, walked over to Donald Trump and told him to shush his mouth. You're not the president. I was flabbergasted. And I believe that Donald Trump didn't know how to handle it or what to say. You know, how do you deal with a 4-year-old coming up to you to tell you to shush your mouth as well as other things, and kept going shh, 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 and swore. Now, bear in mind, Donald Trump is in the Oval Office, for example, in the room, in the White House. Elon Musk is to his right, for example, standing over him, and his son is there at Donald Trump's desk, doing things what a 4-year-old would do. If they possibly heard their parents say something, then they're going to repeat what they've heard. I can't imagine that this child just suddenly came out with this from nowhere. So he must have heard it from somewhere. Okay, someone's taught little X this. Okay, but what I was really shocked with is it was as if he was being trolled, and by little X, literally, you know, Donald Trump was being constantly pushed. Boundaries were pushed over and over and over and over again. And I think there was one point where Elon says, oh, you know, he kind of held his son's face, you know, gently, very gently, and went, oh, you know, like that, and carried on speaking. Now, I know that Elon Musk, you know, he takes his children to important meetings, and you know, I understand you want your children to understand how business works, for example. But I don't think that was the appropriate place for little X to be, for example, because it's a lot of pressure. A child seeing loads of photographers, for example, and his father was talking for quite some time, and President Trump was sat at his desk, not saying anything, well, hardly anything. And Elon Musk was continuously talking, defending the reasons why that Doge is in place, for example, to shrink the federal agency for the State Department, for example. And meanwhile, little X is going over right up in Donald Trump's face, literally like this, and going, shh, shh, shut your mouth. But he did it. He was doing it quietly. He didn't raise his voice, but there was a mic, obviously, that was near the desk or something that picked up little X's voice, for example, and what he was saying to the president, to Donald Trump. Never in history, I don't even think that even Donald Trump's children have ever spoken to Donald Trump in that way at all. Never mind a 4-year-old that is there on television, worldwide television, being watched by the world, and the child comes out with shush your mouth, and that you sort of like, go away, we don't want you, go away. And which is, kids do come out with things, but usually they come out with things because they've heard it, for example, or maybe they felt that maybe that they feel that they've got more power, that their parents got more power over Donald Trump, for example, and that he can say whatever he wants to say because it's a free spirit. He can speak freely, for example, because he wants to get it out of the energy, he wants to get it out. Maybe that's the first time that he got to stand with Donald Trump and his father, and because his father was taking over with the discussion, he felt that maybe possibly, this is just me talking from having 4 kids and grandkids, for example, that maybe little X doesn't like Donald Trump at all, because I've never heard a child speak to another adult in that way. Never. It was as if he was talking on the same par, as if they were 2 4-year-olds, and the 4-year-old is saying something to another child, for example. It was like, how can I say it? It was like little X was trolling Donald Trump, literally putting him down, telling him to be quiet, shush, don't say anything. And yet that's Donald Trump's office, the Oval Office. Even when he was on Elon Musk's shoulder, little X, for example, he was still telling Donald Trump to shh, shh. And Donald Trump wasn't even speaking. I believe at one point Donald Trump must have said, kind of like, go away kind of thing. But I've never seen that before, ever. I could not even imagine how seeing that happening in that way in front of the whole world, what that must have done for Donald Trump's, how can I say it, for his leadership. I can't imagine, but I don't really understand why little X would come out with something like that so strongly. He was really going for it, and I could see he was really believing that you shouldn't be president. You should move, get out of here, shush your mouth. Things like that. Never have I seen that before. I didn't even imagine. I thought that they would be like, yay, perhaps, maybe little X would have sat on Donald Trump's lap or something. That's what I thought would possibly happen. But that didn't happen. It was like there was a little war going on between both of them. And Donald Trump was trying to pretend as if nothing had happened, as if little X didn't say anything. He was just looking trying to listen to Elon Musk, whilst little X is here next to him going in his ear, shush, shush. like you don't belong, kind of like saying you don't belong here. You shouldn't be president. It was kind of like going on that. It was getting, a bit strange. And never ever have I seen anything like this in when a president is in their Oval Office. If that was any adult or whatever, that would not be acceptable, for example. But we know a child of 4 years old, that they're only 4 years old. But I was surprised to hear a child speak in that way. Basically, Elon Musk's son, little X, it was like he owned that room. He owned that room. And he was like telling Donald Trump, I own you. That's what he was saying. You will listen to me. Shush, I'm talking. When really it was his dad talking. But it was like, shush your mouth. And he didn't even say anything. All he did was look. He wasn't going to say anything. He was listening to what his father was saying to the press and to the world and on television. But little X ruled that Oval Office. He did things that a 4-year-old would do, like, pick the nose and, put it on the desk and, perhaps being a bit active. But what shocked me was what came out of his mouth. A child doesn't just come out of they don't just think like that. It has to be something that has been heard for them to behave in that way. And what I saw yesterday in the Oval Office with Elon Musk and his son, little X, the 4-year-old, I saw that little X was not fond of Donald Trump at all. I didn't see that at all. I saw that he wanted to control the room. So I just wanted to drop this video because, like I'm saying to you, toddlers are in control of America. We've got Doge or Dodge, whatever you call it. There's two ways of pronouncing it. These Tina Boppies are in the offices there, shrinking the federal agency. And I know they're doing IT and they're trying to cut out wastage and things like that. But why is this not being done by an accountant doing an audit to go through things? Why is it not being done properly? That's what I would have thought. So I still stand with America, with the teenagers, the toddlers, and the babies are running America. And seeing Elon Musk's son, little X, the 4-year-old toddler, he ran the Oval Room yesterday. He was the one in charge of everybody, because the toddler knew when to say things and how to say it. But he thought he was saying it under whispering it. But we could hear what was being said. And I couldn't believe that was being said, especially in the Oval Room. So I'd love to hear your comments. Do you think that America is being run by toddlers? You've seen what happened with little X. You've seen the team that is running the Doge team, although they may be highly intelligent, for example, but they're 19 to 25-year-olds, for example, and it seems like they're running America at the moment, and I don't get it. So this is the reason why, again, I am saying that toddlers are running the USA at the moment. And I think that although, I made that video as an entertainment thing, but there's also some seriousness to this, that there's a lot of things happening that is not right. I'm not going to go into it, but I think we need to get some common sense back here, for example, because from what I saw yesterday with a 4-year-old telling the President of the United States to shush their mouth and swore, as well as "you're not the president." It's a 4-year-old. They're gonna come out with silly things, but that was very, very strong things that he came out with, for example. So I just wanted to shoot this quick video, and I will be going live tonight at 7 p.m. UK time. That is 2 p.m. New York, Atlanta time, for example, because I want to talk to you about the 5 tips that you can get contracts in the US, the State Department, for example, Department of State, US, for example. So I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to shoot this quick video because, again, you got a 4-year-old telling the President of the United States to shush their mouth, and you're not the president, in an Oval Room. I mean, little X was very smartly dressed, I must say. He was very smartly dressed, more than what his father was, Elon Musk. That's how Elon Musk should have at least dressed, but what can I say? He's a billionaire, richest man in the world, so he can dress how he wants to. But who really has control? Who really has control in this presidency? I believe it's Elon Musk, as well as little X. And we've also got the Doge team as well, going through finances and wastage and things like that. That's 19 to 25-year-olds. So I still stand at Toddlers are running America. All right, so have a wonderful day, and I will see you tonight at 7 p.m. Please stay tuned for further updates, because, as I'm hearing things, I'm going to speak them as well. And what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Do you think that baby X, little X, was ruling that room in the Oval Office when his father was speaking? Let me know your thoughts in the comments here. I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.